the same space at the same time? Could you imagine that? No, you can't, because it can't be done. And did you know that the slightest bit of a negative mental attitude is sufficient to destroy the power of prayer? That's your plan. Carry on.
What's up, everybody? It's the one and only myself. I'm here today, leveling up. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you again. Tonight, we're discussing the art of business. All right, this is the one and only Master Mycellf again, tapping in from the Master's table. All right, we live here from IMC Nation Base 5 out here in Phoenix, Arizona. We out here tapped in, man, leveling up. There's another opportunity for you to maximize your potential by tapping in with the Masters. All right. So we're gonna get started shortly, man. I'm gonna go ahead and tap in with y'all. Let me get a moment to just, kind of get situated here. I'm gonna play some music in the background. I got the one and only Aaron Luna's, music, to tap into right now. So, we're gonna tap into a little bit as we go ahead and get prepared for today. All right. Salute to everybody, man. It's always an honor and a pleasure. You get in the right state here.
Connected to users unmatched.
Shout out to Blood Luna. Always an honor to tap in at the Master's table. I've been going in, I don't even know. I'm not if I fucking so. I'm my shit, you already know. I'm going if I fucking so. Come here, no llego adivinando con Dios. La quiero rebelde. El mismo todo caballo yo. Mis ojos impávidos no se desvían. Vivo la verdad sin ocultar día a día. Soy un luchador, el que no se rinde. En la carretera me enciende con mi moto. Mi estilo, la bota contenta me la vaya lo yo. El verdadero misterio sin miedo. Mis ojos son espejos de la sinceridad. La verdad. Mi densidad, mi fuerza, rompiendo las barreras, desafiando la maleza. Cada tu baile, tu susurra mi nombre. El de la carretera, sin temores. La verdad de mis venas en cada solo un camino de verde. Amistad, mi boca, eres tu casista, es mi frontera, cada paso de la vía, la libertad es sincera, soy el de la vida sencilla y mi verdad. I've been going in, you shit, you already know. I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm going in, you don't even know. I'm a hot man, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm doing my shit, you already know. I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2. Constante sin mapa sin el propósito de la vida a veces parece huir, pero no lo voy a descubrir. Correr en el mundo, caigo en la trampa. Asumiendo yo tengo la estampa, ninguna selladura no me puede. Sé que mi propósito está por descubrir. Buscando ese propósito con toda mi derroche, no puede entrar, su dulce sabor, pero no me engaña, quita el valor. All right, we get started after this song. Salute to everybody, man. It's been a great day. great day of manifestation, great day of focus, great day of discipline, great day of business. That's what I want to talk about tonight. Another successful day, another testament to the character, the moment in time to level up. This is the Master's Table. I go by the name Master Mycellf, and it's always a pleasure and an honor to tap in with y'all. First and foremost, know and understand that everything that I do and say here is done under the banner of entertainment, all right? So don't take what it is I say seriously. Number two, this is for adults and adults only, all right? No kids, no children in the room. If there are kids or children in the room, I advise you to remove them from the room or put the earphones in. Because what I say may be explicit. Number three, do not break the laws of the land you're tuning in from wherever it is you are. Number four, you're an adult. That means that you're responsible for your own actions, all right? And number five, I go by the name Master Mycellf, and I'm here and I'm ready to serve, all right? It's a pleasure and an honor to tap in with you again. The art of business, what we talking about tonight. So I'm excited to tap in. We're going to get started right after this song, all right? We got the one of the prophet's verse coming up, so we're gonna tap in real quick. Look, Simon to the essence, gotta make up in my presence. Colder than December, present time is like a present. A mental more story, I don't want to waste a second. A new breed of soldier, you can feel it in my essence. It's a process, vision tripping, I ain't hit the top yet. Making miracles, you in the presence of a prophet. Feeling like a monster, swear to God, I'm like the Loch Ness. Beyond the game, they taking breaks and I ain't even stopped yet. Advanced five is the tribe. Put the vision together, we making it come alive. I'm the vibe. It's the way that we ride. Got masters in the room and we call it a mastermind. All right. It's always an honor and a pleasure to tap in with you again. I go by the name Master Mycellf, aka JD, aka Jordan Damari, all right? Mr. Damari, however it is that you know me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe make sure I go ahead and go live here on the ground. I don't want the ground to miss out on too much, you know what I'm saying? And get a little preview of the Master Table. You feel me? All right. All right, so salute to everybody, man. Once again, this is the one and only Master Mycellf. I'm here live, tapping in from IMC Base 5. This is one of the main bases within IMC Nation. We have 5 bases locally, right, all across the world. And we're a part of a whole organization, right? The organization that we belong to is called the IMC Nation, so on and so forth. All right, tonight, I'm hosting a show that, I've been doing for the last, 2 years, essentially. And every single time that I get on here, man, it's an expansion of character. It's an opportunity for me to level up in consciousness and to really help whoever else wants to tap in here, right? Tonight, I'm discussing the art of business, right? I've been a business owner, quote unquote, since the year 2020, actually, right? That's when I first went through the process of acquiring my articles of organization. And, that year I also started my podcast, right? My original podcast is called the Self Code Podcast, right? I had several episodes. I think I did 2 seasons. And, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, I ceased, that creation. You get what I'm saying? So where I'm at now is I'm in a space where, I've been stepping into, the role of, a true entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying? Figuring out the details of what that looks like in real life. You get what I'm saying? Because, I've had the ideal of, becoming an entrepreneur and, living with living with the intention of essentially just electrifying my life with insight, knowledge, and wisdom, and being able to, not just my life, but being able to share that with others. Right. And so over the years, essentially, I've been learning all these different mechanics of business. And, it's one of my favorite topics to talk about is business. You get what I'm saying? Because I understand that the principles of business, start with the understanding that you are providing service, right, for somebody else as a business owner or, as an entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying? Because business is what? Business is identifying a problem that other people have and figuring out how you can help to solve that problem, right? My father's a businessman. My mother's a businesswoman. You get what I'm saying? I've been surrounded by, different individuals growing up. You get what I'm saying? Like my Sabunin, my master instructor in the martial arts that I've studied for years, was a businessman. You get what I'm saying? He started in a nonprofit organization, a church, and essentially was able to, identify the opportunities that were available within the whole realm, the whole the area, the location of a church. You get what I'm saying? Like the business of church. So I was able to see different insights and so on and so forth. Not only that, I learned from one of the greatest businessmen in the world, and this man, is my mentor, AZD. Now, he's a very high level entrepreneur. When I say high level, he's been in business for over, 20 years, excuse me. Had some of the top martial arts schools in the world. He's had some of the top, what they call it, pickup artists, you know what I'm saying? Pickup community businesses in the world. Pickup community is just, men that study, it's what we do within IMC Nation. We study, the social dynamics of how to interact with men and women, you get what I'm saying, all across the world. And that's what we call game. So not only that, but, just an expansion of, the understanding of what it means to be in business, what it means to be in service to the world in general, right? Like my Instagram, for example, is a business. Like I for sure, the last 3 years, I've been treating my Instagram as a business, right? So I understand that, like, when I post something, I'm not only showing the characteristics of myself, but I'm showing the characteristics of, what you would get if you interact with me on a business level. You get what I'm saying? Because a business essentially is an extension of, it's an entity, it's a representation of an individual who started that business. You get what I'm saying? And, the business has its own ability to change and transform over time, right? And, so like I said, I started my own business back in the year 2020, and I'm losing light here. All right. That's all good. See if we can bring it back. Come on, light. Come on back. See what we can do here. Teasing me. They teasing me. Let's see. No. Time for the ring light. In case y'all can't tell. All right, it's all good. We got this light right here. Ain't no pressure. Dang, all kinds of light up in here. All right. So again, so I've been in the creation. I've been in the seat, in the position to do business, right, for literally 3 years, right? But it wasn't until last year where I started to actualize the things in which I was dwelling on, what I was thinking about, right? And, for so long, I've been really just fighting the mentality or the mindset of, an employee, if you will, right? And, it's easy to get caught up in the trap of the mind of, the limitations, the limiting beliefs of just an employee, right? Like we are so conditioned and we are so programmed to just operate in the understanding that, like, yo, I just need to go to work. I just need to go to work so I can bring in money, so I can live. You get what I'm saying? And we've literally been conditioned to think that way. But, we take back a different level of power. Like I started to take back my power and I recognized I don't have to be in this box. You get what I'm saying? That I've been told that I needed to dwell in. You get what I'm saying? Not told by, just one person. I've been told by everybody. I'm talking about everybody, whether they realize it or not. Everybody's either living in a box of, you gotta do this to do that. You gotta, what I'm saying, like A plus B equals C. Like there's no other formulas that work in this life. There's no A plus Y equals X. You know what I'm saying? There's like no other formula that people have been, playing around with. No, they just say that all you need to do is find a good job and, use that good job to bring in income so that you can survive, right? And then, you find a way to enjoy that survival. And there's no other options as to how to get out of that. And, the more in depth, like I'm very, very fascinated. And when you tap into IMC Nation, you see there's a lot of men that are very fascinated, very involved in the occult knowledge. You get what I'm saying? The occult is what? The hidden knowledge, right? The hidden knowledge that has been hidden from us for the reasons of, keeping us docile, keeping us, not as men, not operating as men. They're keeping us, located or low key in our experience of life, when we are supposed to be having the highest level of experience in this life and nothing less than that. We are individually all supposed to be providing services from all across the world. All of us have a bundle of insight into our own life experience, right? So wherever it is that you are and whatever it is that you do, you got to know and understand, first and foremost, that you are not meant to be a slave. You are not meant to be in the same condition in your life as your ancestors were. You are not meant to stay there. You are meant to change. You are meant to evolve. You are meant to grow beyond that. A lot of us have parents, right, that started working a job, but then migrated and decided to take on the purpose of running a business. And maybe not just one business. Like my parents, they don't run just one business, they run several businesses. You get what I'm saying? So they are multi-level entrepreneurs, right? And, my mentor, my comrades, my brothers within IMC Nation, like I think of, some of the highest ranks, my brother Yogi Chris, I say my brother, but he's, the captain of IMC Nation, which is a very high rank. He's, right under the founder. And then there's the other captain, Captain Chris Lopez, right, who also just started a brand new show here on IMC TV. I believe it's, Rediscovering Masculinity, something like that, right? So shout out to the brother and Captain Yogi Chris and Captain Chris Lopez, you know what I'm saying, CeeLo. But both of those men, you get what I'm saying, just as an example, are men that are businessmen, right? That are operating the understanding that, like, I have an opportunity to perform in this life, and my performance can help other people, right? And so I'm aware of my ability to do the same thing. And my objective overall, like I have intentions of creating a masterclass. So at some point you'll hear me launch and talk about and discover what it's like to run and operate a business masterclass of some sort, because I have intentions of sharing the insights of what it is that I've discovered over time, right? But what does it take? Ultimately, what I want to get to, this is the art of business, right? But, and ultimately I see it as an art. You get what I'm saying? But I want to tell y'all specifically, like, what it is that I can see from my perspective as to what it's going to take for you to actualize your potential and to step into the character that you can be when it comes to delivering business and service, right? Because business is a form of service. Business is service in general, right? And so how you go about delivering those services, how you go about providing insights for the rest of the world to be able to tap in with the business or the problem that you are helping to solve, right? As a business, like everybody, you start with yourself, right? When it comes to business and when it comes to providing service to somebody else, you first got to look and understand your own story, your own perspective, and what it is that you've accomplished, what it is that you've overcome, what is it that you've experienced in life, that you've learned from in life, and now you have an opportunity to utilize what you've learned, gather what it is that you learned, and know and understand how to apply it. Let's say that, for example, like for myself, I've talked about it, I think several times here on this YouTube channel, but, at some point in time in my history, I had issues with pornography, right? I had issues of literally just deviating from porn. Like I was literally just fascinated with porn. You get what I'm saying? To the point where it's just, that's the story of so many different men, from across the world. But knowing that, like, how would I utilize that as a piece of my story? Well, I can tell you for sure that since I started to live on purpose and, sustain myself from, tapping into porn, viewing porn, and having that as a form of escape, having that as a form of pleasure, right? I now choose every single day to live on purpose, meaning that every single day I wake up with a daily routine. Every single day I wake up with the intentions of mastering my purpose. Every single day I'm doing some kind of reading, some kind of insight, some kind of knowledge. I'm on a journey of self-mastery because of where it is that I've been at. Like I've been in the depths of not being able to stop, like masturbating, for example, to pornography. Like that's just a common factor and a common problem for most men in this world. You get what I'm saying? Because once again, it's part of the conditioning. Just like we were programmed to be a slave to the corporations that employ us to get a good job and live on this income and so on and so forth. Just in that same manner, we were conditioned to look at porn and have that as a cop out, right? For instead of being able to interact and organically create interactions and socially interact and be able to create these dynamics where you can essentially love and enjoy yourself and enjoy others, right? And create this dynamic where you can actually communicate with somebody else and get your point across to somebody else and let that other person know, like, yo, I'm here to help you grow in the same manner that I know you're here to help me grow. And I grow, you go, you know what I'm saying? Everybody grows, Negroes, you know what I'm saying? Like, as it comes from Romans or AZT. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's the objective, you know what I'm saying? Is all of us to put ourselves in a situation where we are helping somebody else. So I'm sharing that with you so that you can know and understand, like that's a problem that I have. And therefore I've been creating, this daily fitness program. You know what I'm saying? That it's like literally if that was an issue for you as a man in the year 2023 or whenever it was that you had an issue, you can now put your time and energy and effort into building your character, into building your body, and building your mind and your spirit every single day, instead of putting your time, energy, and attention towards a screen, right? And whatever it is that comes from that screen, right? The pornography, the sexuality, the fantasy realm. Instead of dwelling in a fantasy, you can make that your reality, right? By taking responsibility for your life and knowing and understanding, like, yo, I have an opportunity to actualize something about myself. I don't have to stay in the same condition. So I say that to say, like, everybody has those struggles. Everybody has whatever it is that you've struggled with in life. And you got to learn how to utilize that, to transmute that into a purpose of some sort. So you can provide service for other people that are also struggling with that, right? I'm still figuring out, I have many different ideas, but I'm still figuring out how to transmute my specific situation. Like I said, my struggle in my past, actually, and it's not that I'm figuring it out. I figured it out. I just need to put it into a course and so on and so forth. I wrote a book called Purpose Over Pleasure. And in my book, I talk about the extent of what it is I learned, right, from going through the process of dealing with porn. I talk about, like, literally how I found out about porn for the first time. Like, I literally didn't know that was a thing. And then, sure enough, what I'm saying? I talk about it in my book, but essentially I found a box of DVDs, you know what I'm saying, in the closet where my older brother was staying at. And next thing you know what I'm saying, I'm tapped into porn. And what I'm saying, I remember the specific video. I remember it, and all the details about it, because it's just like a vivid image just in my mind. You get what I'm saying? But I've learned to grow and transmute. So I transmuted that story into a book. I actually created and wrote a book, and it's called Purpose Over Pleasure, right? So I decided that at some point, because look, I got to a point in my life where I knew and understood that I was completely just off my purpose. I was literally just chasing pleasure. I was, messing with this woman here, messing with this woman here. And I was trying to find the balance of holding and maintaining the two without even knowing and understanding where it was that I was standing at. Like, what was my purpose? What was it that I was about at that time? I had no idea. So now, as I'm figuring it out, or as I figured it out, and I'm putting the puzzle pieces together, and now I'm a creative entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, continuously building different programs and systems. I'm building out the whole, I have this whole system that I'm talking about. I've mentioned it several times, but I'm having this whole system that I'm building that's going to be called the self-mastery system. And essentially, it's the mechanics of what you need in every aspect when it comes to business, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to the physicality, right? The training mechanisms, the methods, the practical steps that you can take to go from being broke and unaware of your condition and circumstance and living in the societal standards to becoming that greater version of yourself, to mastering yourself, to operating with a level of mastery. Like that whole sequence, that all of that is built on the foundation of what it is that I've come to know and understand of how to do business, and not only how to do business with myself, but how to be a business partner with others. Right. I'm now in partnership with my mentor, AZD, where, his products, you know what I'm saying? These old advanced lectures, I say old, but they're really, archived lectures, advanced lectures, and a lot of it is never before seen footage for a lot of different people. But there's products and there's so much value in these products that he's been teaching off of, the foundation of everything that I live off of, the reason why I live where I'm living at right now and doing the things that I do every single day, living on the beast process and having a beasting routine and having brothers that, I tap in with and help to guide their path to their personal evolution and their growth in IMC Nation. All of that is coming as a result of this process that we're living on, right? And so, this, foundation is what we call the AZD beast process. And the beast process is what? It's you taking responsibility for your life and looking to become the best version of yourself every single day, somehow, some way. Deciding that today is another day where you can take responsibility for yourself and figure it out. You can make it make sense. And not only you figure it out for yourself, but you figure it out for others, right? And you make it make sense, right? So the process of, all right, IG, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here. That was a long IG, share here. The art of business. The art of business, all right? Let's do business mindset. Let's do another tag. It's called spiritual business. Nice. In business. Self-mastery. Master Mycellf. That's not what I want. All right, cool. Right. So, getting back to it. So there's just so many different aspects of business, what I'm saying, for us to start to tap into. But essentially it's knowing and understanding what problem it is that you're going to solve for those who are going to be doing business with you, right? So wherever it is that you are and whatever it is that you're doing in your life at this point in time, you have an opportunity to take responsibility for your life, your story, your situation, whatever the case may be. Do a what I call a self-audit, right? Figure out what it is that you have to offer this world, and then begin to understand that all you got to do now is essentially provide some kind of service, provide a service that helps the people that would suffer, the people that are suffering from a problem that you once suffered from. You figure out what it is that you can do to help those people survive better through, and it's a whole method, right? Survive, adapt, and thrive through that problem, that situation. And once you help them to solve that problem and situation, now you can, on the other side, know and understand that you've helped them, and now they're going to want to continue to do business with you. And that's the art of doing business. You're providing service to somebody. Excuse me. Like if you don't know how to do martial arts, for example, like I am a practitioner of Tang Soo Do. I've been a practitioner of Tang Soo Do since I was 8 years old. At this point in time, I'm now 29 years old. So the last 21 years of my life, I've been tapped in. And I mean, not every single year have I been tapped in, but I've been aware. I've had the martial arts as a ideal, as a concept, as a thinking model for me and my consciousness. So because of that, literally the last 21 years, I could literally guide somebody and tell you like, yo, this is how you increase your discipline. This is how you increase your focus. This is how you increase your concentration. This is what it's going to take for you to like there's certain concepts that I operate off of automatically because of the techniques and the insights and the understandings that I've gained through my martial arts practices. You get what I'm saying? And, we have this list of 10 key concepts. You get what I'm saying? Like the first 3 are courage, the second one's endurance, and the third one's concentration. With those 3 key concepts right there, that could change your whole world and your experience when you learn how to develop those and what those look like in real life application, for example. You get what I'm saying? So I could go into detail about that. And I could tell you, like, yo, this is how you apply it in your life. And when you're faced with this problem situation, like a lot of people struggle with not being able to discipline themselves, you get what I'm saying, to get their goals and accomplish and so on and so forth, right? A lot of people struggle with, holding themselves to their word, for example. A lot of people struggle with, following through with their word, disciplining themselves. And, a lot of people struggle with, holding other people accountable, for example. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard to hold somebody else accountable if you can't hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I did a whole live stream on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Before you can lead others, you got to learn to lead yourself. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost. So I say all that to say, like, you have to take a real good look at your personal situation and circumstance and know and understand if you want to step into the realm of a business owner as an entrepreneur, you have the means to be able to do that. There's nothing that's really stopping you from doing that except for the idea that there is something stopping you from doing that. Business for me was the answer to not working a 9 to 5. I don't work at the same standards of everyone else working a 9 to 5. Like I, at some point in time, was 100% detached from that matrix. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm like half in, half out, so on and so forth. But I'm really, I am very, very clear on the means of what it is I'm doing every single day. When I go and I provide service out in the world, not only am I in service to somebody else, but I'm also providing them opportunities to connect with me on a different level, right? Doing daily calisthenics routines. I have a fitness program that I've been putting together. Next is my mindset program that I'm putting together. After that, there's the spirituality program that I'm putting together. And after that, there's the, I said mindset and physicality. Well, physicality is the fitness, you know what I'm saying? And then the spiritual aspect. And then there's the business, right? Business is the other one, right? So there's business, there's spirituality, and there's fitness, and then there's mindset, right? Those 4 dynamics, you get what I'm saying? Like, I know for sure, as I tap into that, as I put down the pieces together, I can help people get from where they are to where they want to be at, like the next step. I don't have all the answers. I'm not exactly where it is I want to be at in life. I don't think anybody is, right? But I'm on the path. I'm taking steps in the direction. I've gotten my LLC. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know what an LLC is. LLC is a limited liability company. It's how you eliminate, but how you limit the liability that you have when it comes to the business that you're providing, right? If somebody wants to come after you when you are conducting business with somebody, that licensing, that official entity is what protects you as a your own entity, right? That official licensing allows you to protect the assets that you have as an individual, you know what I'm saying, as an individual. These are the mechanics of business. This is the understanding of business. So, you know what I'm saying, as I continue to do business, like I said, I'm doing business with my mentor. I'm doing business with my brother, Yogi Chris. I'm doing business with, my brothers here that are here in the base. You know what I'm saying? As I continue to conduct business and I provide business for outside, in the world, I learned so much about the opportunity that's available for not only myself, but my intention is to help other men connect the dots, right? Let's make it make sense. Let's figure out how you can also get out the matrix. Because I do not plan on being in the matrix long at all. I am 100% woke, right? And willing to step away from the matrix at any point in time, because look, I know that I am my own creator. And I've been connected to my creator my whole life, right? So I have a divine connection with my creator, with my God. And that connection that I have holds first and foremost. So I know and understand I have such a greater purpose than just working a 9-to-5 job. No, my purpose extends way beyond that. And I'm here to deliver that service. So it starts here. It starts with providing value, providing insight for somebody somewhere, right? Whoever it is that wants to tap into this, realm of insight and knowledge and wealth of awareness, has the ability to do so. And, I'm going to continue to do that. I've been doing it for the last 2.5 years, with the Master's Table. Every single time that I tap in, every single time that I provide insights and value for somebody else, I know that that person grows, they continue to expand, and they continue to carry that forward somehow, some way, right? Whether they go down a rabbit hole of knowledge, whether they, start their own business, or whether they, take initiative. Like I see that the investments that I make into others, and I see them come to fruition. So I have the intention of continuously being that source of insight or knowledge or wisdom, or whatever the case may be, however it is phrased. I have the intention of being of service to so many people across the world, because I know that can't nobody do me better than me, first and foremost. But second, I know that nobody else has my story, and nobody else has my brand, nobody else has my mind, and nobody else has what it is that I have, and that is my perspective. I can provide insights into your life because I have my own perspective, and I can tell you, like, yo, this is what I see for you. This is what I see as you, tell me your story. You tell me what it is that you got going on for you, and what service you want to provide. Then let me help you connect the dots so that we can both continue to elevate and get out the matrix, if you will. You get what I'm saying? And then we help somebody else do the same thing. And that's the method. Each one teach one, right? You learn what it is you need to learn. You teach somebody else, and then that somebody else is able to grow along with you. And as you teach somebody else, that's how you know and understand. I learned that from the martial arts. That's how, when you can teach something to somebody else, you are at that point in time ready to elevate in consciousness, because you are now able to teach somebody else exactly and transfer to somebody else exactly what it is that you know and understand. That's where the value comes from. When you can recognize that you have an opportunity every single time that you are looking to expand in life, anytime that you're struggling, you are dealing with a situation, circumstance where you're like, yo, I'm so tired of working this 9-to-5 job. I'm so tired of, the way people treat me. I'm so tired of not making enough. I'm so tired of, having to pay bills all the time. I'm so tired of so on and so, whatever that is. Whenever you get to that point, because I guarantee you, as a man in the year 2023, if you're just working a regular job, you are not satisfied with life. You cannot be okay with just working a job. I don't care if you're making, at some point in time, I was working a job. I was making over $90,000. $90,000 a year. I made $90,000. I'm going to talk about that on my YouTube, just right after I get off of this. I made $90,000 a year. Why did I move away from that? Why did I say, this ain't enough? This ain't it. $90,000. There's a lot of people that will never make $90,000 in a year. But I am one of those individuals that made $90,000 in a year. I can confidently tell you that without shame. And I can tell you exactly why I removed myself from that. Because I can see beyond that veil. It's a trap to know and understand, like, yo, I don't care if it's $100,000 that you're making when you're working a job. Whatever that is, it's just not it. Trust and believe. But it is the path to actualize the potential that you have within you. There is a path, and you can utilize business to continue to walk on that path, to walk with confidence on that path, and tap into what it is that you have for you. There's a truth within you that somebody else needs to hear. There's an insight within you that somebody else needs to benefit from. And you don't know what that is until you begin to walk the path. You don't know what it's going to take for you to maximize your potential until you begin to walk out this path. Now, there's different ways to do business. You know what I'm saying? You can actualize a business. You can do it's sole proprietorship. Like the moment that you start to exchange services, I've been exchanging services with people for years. You know what I'm saying? The moment that you start to exchange services with somebody, you're considered a sole proprietor, right? Meaning that you just don't have the actual credentials, articles of organization. You're not organized with your entity. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't have that layer of protection, but you are still in service to somebody. The moment that you provide service to somebody, you are now valuable on a different level. And now you can begin to operate at a higher level, right? So I'll end with this. There's 4 different levels of providing service, if you will. There's the implementation level, right? Which is the lowest level when it comes to having a job, right? You know, when we are exchanging our time, which is a limited resource, with our and multiplying that by our physical resource, right, which is our labor, right, our physicality, and so on and so forth. That does not equal a unlimited resource, which is money. That equals a limited resource because you are limited in how much time you can give, and you are limited in how much physical resources or physical labor you can deliver in that certain amount of time. So it's limitation times limitation equals more limitation. It doesn't equal unlimited resource, right? So no one understands it. That's like the first basic level. The second level is this. The second level is management, delegation, right? To some degree, you are now delegating the implementation of an activity or a service of some sort. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I was at. When I was making $90,000, I was a manager, right? I was managing, you know what I'm saying, and delegating and taking responsibility and so on and so forth. But at that point, you still aren't at the level of freedom. You get what I'm saying? You are at a level of consciousness where you're able to help manage and you're able to take on a greater level of responsibility. So therefore, your pay will increase. You get what I'm saying, on that level. When then you migrate from there, the next level is what? Is communication, right? So we have implementation, we have delegation, and then the next level where we are right now, what I'm doing right now, what I've done with my book, right? What I'm doing with these courses that I'm creating, what I'm doing with the products, I'm putting out conscious, awareness. I'm putting out conscious understandings. I'm putting out philosophy, knowledge, and insight. That level is communication, and that is the third highest level of earning income. You get what I'm saying? The people that are masters of communication, like my mentor, AZB, is extremely wealthy. You get what I'm saying? Actors, for example, are extremely wealthy because they have an ability to communicate. YouTubers are extremely wealthy because they have an ability to communicate and message and put out their service through what it is that they have to say. They are able to communicate. Authors, right, from across the world are able to deliver their message through a book of some sort. You get what I'm saying? So that's the level of that's the level of communication. You get what I'm saying? That I'm now operating at. And then the highest level of earning potential, right? Some of the wealthiest men in the world dwell in this realm, and I am one of those men. I'm in the process of figuring out how I can continue, right, to maximize this potential, right? But I'm utilizing communication, and then it's funny because AZD, my mentor, has always said that the two keys in this life are imagination and communication. So the fourth level is imagination, right? Imagination is the key to you manifesting your millions and billions, right? Your earning income, there is no limitation to it, right? I'm just name a couple names: Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, Kanye West, right? These are imagineers. These are visionaries. These are men of the highest caliber, utilizing their highest intellect, right? One of the highest faculties of mind is our imagination. I've talked about it many different times on the master's table. Y'all got to do your research and so on and so forth because I'm about to wrap up here. But there's 6 higher faculties of mind, right? One of those higher faculties is our imagination. So your imagination is one of the highest levels of implementation that you can put into application that you can know and understand that your earning income is based off of the service that you provide when it comes to your imagination. Your visionaries, right, are the ones that guide and lead the communication, right, the messaging, right, that goes out to the world. And then the messaging that goes out into the world helps to, deliver the service of management, right, because they give the initiative, they give the direction to those who are managing, and those who are managing are the ones that are managing those who are putting into implementation, which is the lowest level of service, if you will, right? So knowing those 4 keys, those 4 dynamics, they can change. This changes everything, right? When you know and understand this, like there's a lower level of earning income and there's a very high level of earning income. So when you learn how to utilize each one of these, which is what I'm on the path of doing, once again, I'm going to go in depth in this dynamic, right, in my business master class course. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a whole plan. I literally got it all mapped out on my board over here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna spend a whole month at some point in time. So y'all stand by for that. But I'm gonna spend a whole month basically going over the 4 elements of business, right? There's implementation, there's delegation, there's communication, and there's imagination. Every single one of those keys are keys that you can utilize to maximize your potential and to tap into the highest level of creation that's possible, the highest level of service that's possible. And the highest level of service is business. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to say, man. I wanted to communicate that to y'all. You know, I'm operating on a different level, you know what I'm saying? As y'all can tell, you know, I have an intention of, you know, continuously expanding in my insights and my realm of knowledge when it comes to business. But this is what it is that I've acquired so far and what I've seen over my life. Like I said, I've been surrounded by many different men that have been doing business, men and women. You get what I'm saying? Like I think about my mom's. My mom's has always had a desire to be of service to somebody. And, you know, I've learned so much from her. I've learned so much from my dad. I've learned so much from many different men, you know what I'm saying, that have been across and around the world, that I look up to ultimately. And I can say, like, yo, I confidently can say that I want to continuously provide service from across the world and have a means of exchange with different men from across the world, because, you know, business needs to be, there needs to be an exchange. It's part of doing business, right? If there's no exchange, then there's no point in you know, continuously providing that service to somebody, because it won't be appreciated. I'm in that position now, right, to where I feel like I'm not being appreciated, and that won't happen again. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it, man. Hopefully this was valuable to everybody. What we do at the end of these sessions is a 5-minute piece, which is a meditative moment. All right, so we'll take 5 minutes here to basically tap in to your inner space, your inner world, and tap into that imaginative place. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna set the timer here. 5 minutes begins now. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes. Tap into your inner space. Become aware again of what's going on internally. And as you breathe in through your nose, get familiar with the world within. Exhale. Relaxing your body, relaxing your mind. Coming back to the space inside. Breathing in again. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feeling the body relax. Begin to just enjoy your inner space. This is the one place where nobody else has access to. It's just you and you. Create what you want to create, visualize what you want to visualize, and enjoy these next 3 minutes of peace. Begin to bring yourself back to the external realm. Take a deep breath in. Reconnect to yourself. Begin to wake up your toes, your fingertips, different parts of your body. Become aware again of you. The you that you think you are, not the you inside of you, but the you outside of you. And before you open your eyes, take a deep moment, true moment to appreciate yourself for taking the time to tap in and level up. I'd like to say salute to everybody that taps in on this video, watches after the fact, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? My intentions are to continue to get better and better at this. You know what I'm saying? This thing called communication, this thing called imagination, this thing called delegation and implementation, you know what I'm saying, on every level. You know what I'm saying? It's my objective to just get better all together and, you know, to find a way to, you know, become a master of self, because that's the path in which I chose. And that's what I continue to choose every single day, to become a master. And that's what we do here at the Master Table. All right. It's always an honor to tap in with y'all, man. As always, I go by the name Master Mycellf. If y'all ever want to tap in with me, you can join the Telegram groups that I have. They're completely free, the Master's Table. I have another group that's called the Daily Disciples. Message me for that. You can always message me on Instagram at Master Mycellf, M-A-S-T-E-R. Myself is spelled M-Y-C-E-L-L-F. You can tap in with me there. Other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? It's always an honor and a pleasure to tap in with you. And, oh yeah, the Daily Beast exercise routine, there's about 12 hours left, 13 hours specifically, right? Left on the early bird, you know what I'm saying? So I encourage any man that wants to take responsibility for his daily exercise routine to tap into that, get access, you know what I'm saying? The link is in, I will leave the link here, you know what I'm saying, in the description. So get access to it, you know what I'm saying, for the early bird. I mean, if you catch this video after the fact, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I still encourage you to tap in with it. It will change your perspective, change your life, you know, give you insights into how to train every single day, you know what I'm saying? And not only how to do that, but how to utilize this process that I live off of every single day, that thousands of men from across the world live off of every single day. How to utilize it in your daily routines, how to utilize it when it comes to women, how to utilize it when it comes to the philosophy in which you carry, how to utilize it when it comes to business, you know what I'm saying, in every manner, all right? So it's always an honor and a pleasure to tap in with y'all. Like I say, I go by the name Master Mycellf. We always say in our Nation to be the best and fuck the rest. But I always say, it's Master Mycellf. It's knowledge of self. It's knowledge of wealth. It's the one and only Master Mycellf tapping out.